Hello my dear students, hope you all are fine and safe at your home. In the previous two classes we discussed about a complex number. In the first class we discussed the general form of a complex number, and then we discussed about the modulus and conjugate of a complex number. In this class we are going to discuss about the argument of a complex number. So first again we can revise what are the things we studied there. So first, as we studied, if z is equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then its conjugate is denoted by z bar and is given by replacing I by minus I. So z bar can be written as x minus iy. Then we studied about the modulus. Modulus of a complex number we are calculating by mod z is equal to square root of x square plus y square. It means square root of a real part the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. While calculating the modulus, we will not write I. We will write the coefficient of I, only the imaginary part. Now today we will study about the argument. So I will explain you how to find out the argument there. So suppose our complex number is z is equal to x plus iy. So normally the real part we will take as x coordinate, and imaginary part, the coefficient, we will take as y coordinate. So if you will check here, at present our x coordinate is x and y coordinate is y only. So if you will draw the diagram there, where x comma y will come, obviously it will be in first quadrant there, x comma y. After that, what we will calculate? We will calculate the value of tan theta, and formula for tan theta will be equal to imaginary part by real part. Imaginary part by real part. So it will be equal to y by x. So we will calculate the value of y by x. So suppose sometimes it can come 1 or root 3, any value it will take. And then we will find out the value of theta. But while calculating the value of theta, you have to check one thing only. The points are in which quadrant. Like here, at present x comma y is in first quadrant there. So we will write the angle between 0 and 90 degree. Correct? So sometimes if I am writing the complex number in this way, z is equal to minus x plus iy. So when you will write down in coordinate system, it will come minus x comma y. So minus x comma y, x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. Where it will come? X coordinate negative and y coordinate positive means it is in second quadrant. So we will write the angle according to whether the points are in first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant or fourth quadrant. Okay. So for that I will give you just a simple one, how we will do there. So like we have to find out if the quadrant, if the points are in first quadrant. So obviously we will not use the concept of trigonometry there. Here it is 0 degree, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and again 2 pi. So if the point is in first quadrant, it will be positive there. All are positive there. Now second quadrant, whenever you have to calculate, like suppose you got tan theta is equal to 1 and the coordinate is minus x comma minus y. So we know minus x comma minus y is in which quadrant? It is in third quadrant. So in third quadrant means its value should be greater than 180 degree. So but while simplifying, what we got, tan theta is equal to 1. Then normally when theta gives 1 at 45 degree, we know the angle is 45 degree, means that is pi by 4. But we have to write the angle in third quadrant. So in third quadrant, if we will express, how we will express it? Pi plus pi by 4. If you have to express the angle in second quadrant, we will write pi minus pi by 4. Because in case of pi and 2 pi, there will not be any change. Tan will not change to cot, that we will study in trigonometry there. Similarly, if the point is in fourth quadrant, how we will write that point? 2 pi minus something. Okay. So when we will discuss the question, then this concept will be clear to you. So at present, you just write down there, if z is equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then first we will calculate tan theta. Tan theta is equal to y by x. Formula is tan theta is equal to y by x. After that, calculate the value of theta according to the quadrant, okay. So now we will discuss some questions. Write down, find the modulus and arguments of the following. Find the modulus and argument of the following. First question is, find the modulus and argument of the following. So in that, the first question is 1 plus 3i by 1 minus 2i. 1 plus 3i by 1 minus 2i. So before doing any question, first what we have to do? Yes, we have to express in standard form of a complex number. So we are going to express it in standard form. So for that, what we will do? Yes, we will rationalize the denominator. So it will be equal to, we'll multiply it by 1 plus 2i, both numerator and denominator. So now do the multiplication there. 1 into 1 will be equal to 1. 1 into 2i will be equal to 2i. 3i into 1 will give you 3i. Then plus 3i into 2i, that will be equal to 6i square. And what is the value of I square? Minus 1. So it will be equal to minus 6. So I am going to write here directly, it is equal to minus 6 by denominator, always it is in the form of a minus b into a plus b. So that will be equal to a square minus b square. So 1 minus 2i the whole square. What will be 2i the whole square? 4i square. And what is the value of I square? Minus 1. So this negative will become positive there. So we will get 1 plus 4. So now what we are getting? 1 minus 6. So that will be equal to minus 5 plus 3i plus 2i. 5i by 4 plus 1. 5. Now we will write it separately. Real part and imaginary part separately. So it will be equal to minus 5 by 5 plus 5i by 5. So we can cancel it. Then it will come here minus 1 plus I. So after simplification we got, here if you want you can take it as z there. We got z is equal to minus 1 plus I. So first we have to find out the modulus. So modulus, we know the formula, mod z is equal to square root of x square plus y square. So minus 1 the whole square plus, what is the coefficient of I here if nothing is there? Yes, it is equal to 1. So 1 square. So that will come is equal to root 2. So modulus we got is equal to root 2. Now we will check what is the argument of this. Argument means we have to find out that particular angle in which first the quadrant, the points are in which quadrant and they, what is the angle made by them. So you can check, our complex number is z is equal to minus 1 plus I. So first we can calculate tan theta. So according to the formula of tan theta, it is y by x, imaginary part by real part. So our imaginary part coefficient is 1 by minus 1. So we will get tan theta is equal to minus 1. Now just to check the position there. What is our point here? X coordinate is minus 1 and y coordinate is 1. X coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. So which quadrant? Yes, it will be in second quadrant, correct? Now how we will calculate that value? So for that what we will do? When tan gives 1, just check that one. Obviously if it is coming minus 1, in second quadrant tan is negative, that we know. Now we will calculate the value. So as you know, here the angle is pi. And usually tan gives 1 in which angle? 45 degree. But we will write the radian system only. That is pi by 4. So in second quadrant when we are writing, that will be slightly less than pi. Correct? Less than pi. So how you will write? You got tan theta is equal to -1, and after that directly you can write theta is equal to pi minus pi by 4. So that will be equal to 3 pi by 4. So why? You might have thought we got tan theta is equal to -1. So why we are calculating in this way in second quadrant? Because tan theta will give the negative value in two quadrant, that is in second quadrant and in fourth quadrant there. Then which angle we will take? For that only we are checking the points there. They are in which quadrant there. So if x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative means it will come in fourth quadrant there. Then accordingly the angle will change there. So first what you have to do, you just find out the value of tan theta, and after that check the coordinate of the points there. They lie in which quadrant, and then write the angle accordingly. So this question is clear. Here the theta which we have calculated, that is called the argument of the complex number. So I hope this question is clear to you. We'll solve more questions, then the concept will be more clear to you. Okay. Now all of you write down. Same question only. Find the modulus and argument only. So in that write down the second question. Second question is 1 plus I by 1 minus I. Second question is 1 plus I by 1 minus I. So we can take it equal to Z. Then calculation will be easy for us. So again first what we will do? Yes, rationalization. So just to rationalize it, we'll multiply both numerator and denominator by 1 plus I. So here your numerator will come in the form of 1 plus I the whole square, or if you want you can do the normal multiplication there. So it will come 1 plus I plus I plus I square by denominator, it is in the form of 1 minus I into 1 plus I. So it will be equal to 1 minus I square. What is the value of I square? I square is minus 1. So we'll get here 1 plus 2I minus 1 by 1. I square is minus 1. So minus into minus will give you plus. So we are getting here 1 and 1 will get cancelled. 2I by 2. 2 and 2 also will get cancelled. We will get here it is equal to I. Now we have to write in standard form there. Here we have the imaginary part, but we don't have the real part. So how we can rewrite it as? Yes, 0 plus I. Now first calculate the modulus. So mod z is equal to square root of 0 square plus, what is the coefficient of I here? 1. So it will be equal to 1 square. So we will get mod z is equal to 1. Now we will calculate the argument of the complex number there. So according to the formula, tan theta is equal to y by x. Y means the coefficient of I. Here we have 1 by 0. 1 by 0 means what will come? Yes, it will be infinity. Now we will check. So many angles are there where tan gives infinity there. Now we have to check the points lie in which quadrant there. So you just check there, this is 0 and this one is 1. So 0 comma 1, we can take it as an first quadrant there. So when tan gives infinity, at which angle tan gives infinity? 90 degree. 90 degree means that is pi by 2. So if tan theta is equal to infinity means theta is equal to pi by 2. So this is the argument of the complex number, value of theta. And theta how we are calculating? First we will calculate tan theta is equal to y by x, and then we will check the points are in which quadrant, and accordingly we will write down the angle. So that angle is called the argument of the complex number. Okay. Now all of you write down the next one. Question number 3. Root 2 minus 3 root 2I. This is the complex number which we have there. So first we can calculate the modulus there. So mod z will be equal to square root of real part the whole square. 3 root 2 the whole square plus imaginary part. Our imaginary part is negative. Minus 3 root 2 the whole square. So it is equal to square root of. What is 3 root 2 the whole square? Its meaning is 3 root 2 into 3 root 2. So 3 3s are 9. Root 2 into root 2 will be equal to 2. So 9 into 2 is 18. If you want, you can multiply in this way. Otherwise, square will come in each factor. 3 square is 9. Root 2 square is 2. So 9 2s are 18. So here we are getting 3 root 2 the whole square is equal to 18. Similarly, minus 3 to root 2 the whole square also will come as equal to 18 only. 18 plus 18 will give you, yes, it will be equal to 36. So our mod z is equal to 6. Now we will check the argument there. So just write down there tan theta is equal to y by x. What is our y here? Minus 3 root 2 by 3 root 2. So if we will cancel it, we will get the value is equal to minus 1. Now check the point is in which quadrant there. If you will write down, the x coordinate is 3 root 2 and y coordinate is minus 3 root 2. X coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. In which quadrant it is coming? X coordinate positive. If you will check, in first quadrant both are positive. In second quadrant, x coordinate is negative, y coordinate is positive. In third quadrant, both are negative. In fourth quadrant, x coordinate is, this is the positive side and this is the negative side. So x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. So here, just to check, our x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. So the point is in fourth quadrant. Now how we will check that angle there? So for that, the value, just to check the value, not the sign there. 1. When tan gives 1, yes, pi by 4. And the angle is in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant means it will be smaller than 2 pi. So how we will write that angle? Theta is equal to 2 pi minus pi by 4. So negative sign you don't check there. Negative sign will come according to the sign of the points there. Now tan gives 1 at 45 degree, and since the point is in fourth quadrant, it will be smaller than 360 degree. So for that we just subtracted there 2 pi minus pi by 4. Now just to do the subtraction, 2 pi into 4. So that will be equal to 8 pi minus pi. So we will get answer is equal to 7 pi by 4. In some questions they are writing the negative angle also. That if you want you can write, otherwise you can write in this way 7 pi by 4. So just to check the value and then check the points belong to which quadrant and accordingly write the angle there. So I hope it is coming clear to you. Okay. Now write down the next question is fourth question, minus 1 minus root 3 I. So first we can calculate the modulus. You take this complex number as z there. So it is easy for us to write down there. That's why I am taking it as z. So mod z will come square root of a real part the whole square minus 1 the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. Imaginary part is minus root 3. So minus root 3 the whole square. So it will come square root of 1 plus 3. So that will be equal to square root of 4, which is equal to 2. So we got the modulus is equal to 2. Now we'll check the argument there. So tan theta is equal to y by x. Y is minus root 3 by x is minus 1. So these two will get cancelled and answer will come is equal to root 3. After that, since it is positive, it will be in first quadrant. Don't jump directly to the finding the value of theta there. Okay. So again, just to check the quadrant. The points are in which quadrant there? Minus 1 minus root 3. We are getting the value here tan theta positive, but we know tan theta is positive in first quadrant and in second quadrant also, correct? So now here the points both are negative, x coordinate and y coordinate both are negative there. So both are negative in which quadrant? Third quadrant, correct? And in third quadrant the value will be greater than 180 degree. Now you just think there, when tan gives root 3, 60 degree. 60 degree means that is pi by 3. But the point is in third quadrant, then how we will write theta? Pi plus pi by 3. So first you just check the value when tan gives root 3. So that value is pi by 3 that we got. After that what we checked? We checked the point is in which quadrant? It is in third quadrant. Third quadrant means it will be greater than 180 degree. So what we did? We just added 180 degree plus the particular angle. If it will be in second quadrant, we will do pi minus. If it is in fourth quadrant, we will do 2 pi minus. That much only we have to do. That's why we are checking the points. The point lie in which quadrant. Now pi plus pi by 3 we can add. So how much it will be equal to? 3 pi plus pi. So that will come is equal to 4 pi by 3. Okay. Now all of you write down the next one. Next fifth question is 2 minus 2i. 2 minus 2i. Question number 5 is 2 minus 2i. Modulus we can calculate first. Can write it is equal to z. So mod z is equal to square root of 2 square plus minus 2 the whole square. What is 2 square? 4. Plus minus 2 the whole square also is equal to 4. So that is equal to root 8. If you want, you can write simply root 8 or you can simplify it and write 2 root 2. That depends on you there. Now we will calculate the argument. So again write down tan theta is equal to, formula is y by x. What is the value of y here? Minus 2 by x is 2. So both will get cancelled and we will get the answer minus 1. Now just to check the points are in which quadrant they are. Just write down here 2 comma minus 2. X coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative. Which quadrant? Yes, it is in fourth quadrant. And in fourth quadrant, what is the angle? How we will calculate there? Here what is the angle? 2 pi. And when tan gives 1, pi by 4. And since the angle is in fourth quadrant, it will be smaller than 360 degree. If smaller means we will subtract there. If greater means we will add. So we will write down there 2 pi minus pi by 4. Now after simplification we will get theta is equal to 7 pi by 4. So I think now this concept is getting clear to you. Okay. Now write down the next one. Question number 6 is 1 by 1 plus I. 1 by 1 plus I. 1 by 1 plus I. Z is equal to. So again first what we will do? Rationalize it. So it will come 1 minus I by 1 minus I. So we will get 1 minus I by 1 minus I square. So 1 minus I by I square is minus 1. So 1 plus 1 will be equal to 2. Now we will write it separately. Then we will get here 1 by 2 minus I by 2. Now we can calculate mod z is equal to square root of 1 by 2 the whole square plus minus 1 by 2 the whole square. So what we will get? 1 by 2 the whole square is 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 will be equal to 2 by 4. Then we can cancel it. So our answer will be equal to 1 by root 2. Mod z is equal to 1 by root 2. Now tan theta is equal to y by x. What is y here? Minus 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 2. You can write down the points also here. Minus 1 plus 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2. So when you will cancel, you will get the value -1. And the point is in which quadrant? Yes, fourth quadrant. And in fourth quadrant, how we will write down the angle in fourth quadrant? It will be smaller than 360 degree. So 2 pi minus which angle we will do? When tan gives 1? At pi by 4. So 2 pi minus pi by 4. Again our answer will come 7 pi by 4. Clear? Okay. Now write down the next one. Question number 7. Question number 7 is I minus 1 by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. So here first we can substitute the value there. Z is equal to. So here we will get I minus 1 by, what is the value of cos pi by 3? Pi means 180 degree. So 180 by 3. So that will come 60 degree. And what is the value of cos 60 degree? 1 by 2. Cos 60 degree is 1 by 2 plus I. What is sin pi by 3? Sin 60 degree? Yes, root 3 by 2. Denominators are same, so directly we can add the numerator and this 2 will go to numerator. So it will be equal to 2 into I minus 1 by 1 plus root 3I. If you want, you can multiply 2 inside and write properly there. Real part first. So it will be equal to minus 2 plus 2I by 1 plus root 3I. Now what we will do? Yes, first we have to rationalize it. So 1 minus root 3I by 1 minus root 3I. Now multiply it. Minus 2 into 1 minus 2. Minus 2 into minus 2 root 3I. So that will be equal to plus 2 root 3I plus 2I. Then minus 2 root 3I square by, here it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So we will get a square minus b square root 3I the whole square. So that will come 3I square. So we are getting here minus 2 plus 2 root 3I plus 2I. I square is minus 1. So minus into minus will become plus. Plus 2 root 3. I is not there. Plus 2 root 3 by 1. I square is minus 1. So 1 plus 3. So that will come is equal to 4. So remaining is, now you can check, we can take 2 common from all, then 4 and 2 we can cancel. So taken 2 common. Then inside the bracket what will remain here? Minus 1 plus root 3I plus I, then plus root 3 by 4. So 2 and 4 we can cancel there, and now write down the real and imaginary part separately there. Okay. So real part you can check in which part I is not there. That is called the real part. So real part we have minus 1 plus root 3 by 2, and then imaginary part we have root 3 plus 1 into I by 2. Now first what we have to do? We have to find out the modulus there. So mod z is equal to square root of real part the whole square. So minus 1 plus root 3 by 2 the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. Root 3 plus 1 by 2 the whole square is equal to square root of. Now here we can use the identity a minus b the whole square. So accordingly a square. So that will come 1 minus 2ab 2 root 3 plus b square 3 by 4. Denominator will come 4 only. So directly we can write there. Denominators are equal. Here root 3 square 3 plus 2ab 2 root 3 plus 1 by 4. So just to check, anything will get cancelled. Minus 2 root 3 and plus 2 root 3 cancelled there. Remaining what we have 3 plus 1 4. Here also 3 plus 1 4. So 4 plus 4 8 by 4. So we can cancel it and we will get the modulus is equal to root 2. Now we will check how to find out the argument of this complex number. So we will write down there tan theta is equal to, according to the formula what we have, y by x. What is the value of y here? Root 3 plus 1 by 2 divided by root 3 minus 1 by 2. So here if we will change the division into multiplication, root 3 plus 1 by 2 into 2 by root 3 minus 1 will come. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. We will get the value is equal to root 3 plus 1 by root 3 minus 1. So by seeing this one, we will not be able to check that is in which angle there. So we don't know what is the angle there, but still we need the value of theta there. So theta is equal to this tan. I am shifting to right hand side. So when you will shift, just write down in this way. Tan inverse of root 3 plus 1 by root 3 minus 1. This much only is sufficient there, because calculating this angle will be difficult for you. So you can leave in this way. So I think it is clear to you. Okay. Otherwise, if you have to find out the angle, then you have to check whether it will be 75 degree, 105 degree. In this way you have to add the number. So that will be more confusion. That will create confusion for you. So you can leave till here. So some cases will come like you are getting the value of tan theta as 5 by 12. But the value which we are knowing in that tan never gives you 5 by 12. So, but still we need the value of theta. So what we will write? Theta is equal to tan inverse of 5 by 12. That much only. Because we know tan theta gives 0, 1, root 3, 1 by root 3. So in some particular cases we can find out the angle. In other cases you can write in this way. So I think this concept is clear to you. How to find out the modulus already you are knowing. Argument also clear. Okay. Now we will do the next question. So this question is from your NCERT textbook only. Just to write down the question. Second question is, if alpha and beta are different complex numbers. All of you write down the question. If alpha and beta are different complex number with mod beta is equal to 1. If alpha and beta are different complex numbers with mod beta is equal to 1. Mod beta is equal to 1. Then find modulus of beta minus alpha by 1 minus alpha bar beta. Find modulus of beta minus alpha by 1 minus alpha bar into beta. And already one condition is given, mod beta is equal to 1. So to do this one, we'll use the concept of conjugate there. Like if z is equal to x plus iy. How we are writing z bar? Z bar is equal to x minus iy conjugate. If I will multiply these two, z into z bar, what will come? X plus iy into x minus iy. X plus iy into x minus iy. So that will come is equal to x square plus y square. And what is the value of mod z? Square root of x square plus y square, correct? And z into z bar is x square plus y square. In that root is not there. So if I will do the square of this one, mod z square. So that will be equal to x square plus y square. So if I have to calculate the mod of any number, I can use this property also. Mod z square is z into z bar. Clear? Mod z square can be written as z into z bar. So this is the concept which I am going to use here. Okay. What I have to just write down this one somewhere. This is the concept which I am going to use here. I have to calculate the modulus of beta minus alpha by 1 minus alpha bar into beta. So what I will do there, we know mod z square. So I will do the square of this one. Mod z square This is the property which we are going to use. Mod z square is equal to z into z bar. So mod z, consider this as a complex number. So its square will be equal to this number, that is beta minus alpha by 1 minus alpha bar beta into conjugate of this number, beta minus alpha by 1 minus alpha bar into beta, the whole conjugate there. So first one we will write as it is, 1 minus alpha bar into beta. Now here conjugate will come for all the numbers, so it will be equal to beta bar minus alpha bar by 1 is a real number, so its conjugate will be equal to 1 only, minus what will be alpha conjugate, the whole conjugate. If it is a complex number, alpha is equal to a plus ib. Suppose what will be alpha bar, a minus ib. Again if I have to find the conjugate, then it will be equal to a plus ib. So alpha bar the whole conjugate, so that will come is equal to alpha only into conjugate of beta. Now what we will do? Normal multiplication. So first one, beta into beta bar minus beta into alpha bar conjugate minus alpha into beta conjugate of beta minus alpha into alpha bar by, here also we'll do the multiplication, so it will be equal to 1 minus alpha into beta bar minus alpha bar into beta, minus into minus will be equal to plus, alpha into alpha bar mod beta into mod beta. Now here we can use the same concept, z into z bar is mod z the whole square. So in the same way beta into beta bar will be equal to, yes, mod beta the whole square. So beta into beta bar can be written as mod beta the whole square minus beta into alpha bar as it is, alpha into beta bar as it is, minus alpha into alpha bar can be written as mod alpha the whole square by 1 minus alpha bar into beta alpha into beta bar minus alpha bar into beta plus, here minus into minus, here it is plus there. Okay. Alpha into alpha bar can be written as mod alpha square, and then beta into beta bar can be written as mod beta square. Correct? Now just to check what will come there. What is the value of mod beta? 1. So mod beta square also will be equal to 1. So we are getting in this way. 1 minus beta into alpha bar minus alpha into beta bar plus mod alpha square. Denominator 1 minus alpha into beta bar minus alpha bar into beta. Again mod beta square is 1. So remaining is mod alpha square. So just to check, numerator and denominator both are same. So both will get cancelled and we will get the answer is equal to 1. So we got the answer of modulus of beta minus alpha by 1 minus alpha bar into beta the whole square is equal to 1. So we have to calculate mod beta minus alpha by 1 minus alpha bar into beta. So we will take the square root, and what is square root of 1? 1. So its value is equal to 1. So this type of question requires some practice there. So all of you just try to do this question by yourself. Okay. Now all of you write down the next question. Find the number of non-zero integral solution of the equation. Find the number of non-zero integral solutions of the equation mod 1 minus I whole raised to x is equal to 2 raised to x. How many solutions are possible? How many values of x are possible? That we have to check. Find the number of non-zero integral solutions of the equation modulus of 1 minus I whole raised to x is equal to 2 raised to x. So first we can calculate the modulus of this number. Modulus of any number is square root of real part the whole square plus imaginary part the whole square. Whole raised to how much? X is equal to 2 raised to x. What will be square root of 1 plus square root of 1? So that will be equal to root 2 raised to x is equal to 2 raised to x. What is the power of root 2? Root 2 meaning what is 2 raised to? Correct. Root 2 meaning that is 2 raised to 1 by 2. Cube root of 2 meaning that is 2 raised to 1 by 3. So root 2 can be written as 2 raised to 1 by 2 whole raised to x is equal to 2 raised to x. So what will come? 2 raised to 1 by 2 into x will be equal to x by 2 is equal to 2 raised to x. So base numbers are equal. So then their exponents also will be equal. So what we are getting? X by 2 is equal to x. X by 2 is equal to x. What is the meaning of this one? Half of the number is equal to the number itself. Do you know any value? Half of a number is equal to the number itself. Here, don't cancel this x and x there. The question is, half of a number is equal to x. Do you know any value of x in which half of the number will be equal to the number itself? Yes, this is possible only when x is equal to 0. Correct? Only when x is equal to 0, then only both left hand side and right hand side will be equal. And what is the question asked? Find the number of non-zero integral solution. So do we have any value, any non-zero value? No. So just write down there is no non-zero solution for this equation. Is it clear? Okay. Now all of you will move to the next topic. One more topic is there, that is polar form of a complex number. But polar form of a complex number is deleted this year. So polar form we don't have to study. Now we'll study the next topic, that is solution of quadratic equations. Solution of quadratic equations. Solution of quadratic equation that you studied in 10th class also. So same concept we are going to use here. But in this term, sometimes we will get the complex number as solution. That is the difference only. Same concept we are going to use. So normal form of a complex number is, normal form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And then coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b, and the constant term is called c. And normally we are finding the solution by the formula, quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this is the concept which we are going to use to find out the solution there. Okay, we are going to find out the solution by quadratic formula only. So shall we start? Okay, now all of you write down the first question is x square plus 7 is equal to 0. So if you will compare with the standard form, what is a here? A is equal to 1. B, coefficient of x, we don't have any term here which contain x. So we have b is equal to 0 and c is equal to 7. Now since we know the formula, directly I am going to substitute the value. X is equal to minus b, so that is 0, plus or minus square root of b square. So 0 square will come 0 only, minus 4ac, 4 into 1 into 7 by 2a. So that will be equal to by 2. So what will come here? Plus or minus square root of 4 sevens are minus 28 by 2. So what we are getting here? We are getting a negative number inside the square root. So negative number, we know how we can rewrite that negative number. We know square root of minus 1 is I. So that plus or minus square root of minus 28 can be written as square root of minus 1 into square root of 28 by 2 plus or minus square root of minus 1 is I and root 28 we can simplify. 4 sevens are 28 and 4 is square root of 4 is 2. So we can rewrite it as 2 root 7 by 2. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Our answer will be equal to plus or minus root 7I by 1 not required. So plus or minus root 7I. So here we are getting the complex solution of the equation. Normally in 10th class we are writing this type of question has no solution there. But since we studied complex number, now we can write down the complex solution also. So we'll do more questions there. Write down the next one. Second question is 3x square plus 2x plus 2 is equal to 0. So shall we write directly? X is equal to minus b, or if you have any doubt you can write down what is the value of a, b and c, or you can mark here only a, b, c. So formula is minus b, so that will come minus 2 plus or minus square root of b square 2 square 4 minus 4ac 4 into 3 into 2 by 2a. So 2 into 3 6. So we are getting here minus 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 4 3s are 12. 12 2s are 24. Correct? So we are getting here 4 minus 24 by 6, which is equal to minus 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 20 will be equal to 4 minus 24 minus 20 by 6. So again that minus sign we can take outside. So square root of minus 1 into square root of 20 by 6. So we are getting here minus 2 plus or minus square root of minus 1 is I. And root 20 how we can rewrite? If you want you can do the factorization there. So 2, 10, then again 2, 5. So this one we can write outside the square root. So it will come 2 root 5 by 6. Now if you want you can take 2 common. Then it will come 2 into minus 1 plus or minus root 5i by 6. Now 2 and 6 we can cancel. So our answer will come here minus 1 plus or minus root 5i by 3. So we are getting the complex solution of the equation. So is it clear? Okay. Now write down the next one. Question number 3 is minus x square plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Question number 3 is minus x square plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. So normally when negative sign is coming first only, we don't like that. If you want you can do directly with that. Otherwise what we can do, we can make that negative sign positive. How we will do? Yes, by multiplying throughout by negative sign. So it will be equal to, if we will multiply by negative sign, x square minus x plus 1 is equal to 0 will come. So this is the value of a, b and c. Now substitute the value x is equal to minus b. So minus, if nothing is there, what we have? Minus 1. Correct? Why minus 1 I wrote? Because here the sign is negative. Then plus or minus square root of b square minus 1 the whole square minus 4ac. 4 into 1 into 1 by 2a. So 2 into 1. Minus into minus will be equal to plus. So we are getting here 1 plus or minus square root of minus 1 the whole square 1 minus 4. So that will be equal to 1 minus 4 by 2. So 1 plus or minus square root of minus 3 will come, and minus square root of minus 3 how we can rewrite? Square root of minus 1 into square root of 3. And square root of minus 1 is I. So we can write directly here root 3 I by 2. So this is the answer. First answer will be equal to 1 plus root 3i by 2. Second one, 1 minus root 3i by 2. So just we are finding the complex solution of the equation. Okay. Now write down the next question. Question number 4. Question number 4 is 5x square by 2 minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. 5x square by 2 minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. So normally when fractions are coming, it is difficult for us to calculate there. So it is better you can avoid the fraction. What is the fraction we have here? 2. So to avoid this fraction, what we will do? We'll multiply the whole equation by 2. So first one, when we will multiply 2 and 2 will get cancelled, remaining it will be equal to 5x square minus 2 into 3x will be equal to 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now we can find out the solution. X is equal to minus b. So minus of minus 6 plus or minus square root of b square. So minus 6 the whole square minus 4ac. 4 into 5 into 2 by 2a. 2 into 5. Minus into minus will be equal to plus. So 6 plus or minus square root of minus 6 the whole square will be equal to 36 minus 4 5s are 20. 20 into 2. 20 into 2, 40. Correct? 4 into 5 into 2. So 4 2s are 8. 8 5s are 40 by 2 5s are 10. So we are getting here 6 plus or minus 36 minus 40. So that will be equal to square root of minus 4 by 10. And what is square root of minus 4? We will rewrite. How we will rewrite? Square root of minus 1 into square root of 4. Square root of minus 1 is I. And square root of 4 is 2. So it can be written as 2i by 10. So again 2 if you want you can take common there. So it will come 2 into 3 plus or minus I by 10. So this one we can cancel. So our answer will be equal to 3 plus or minus I by 5. So we are getting two solutions. First is 3 plus I by 5 and second one is 3 minus I by 5. So in this way we can solve the question. So I hope these type of questions are clear to you. Okay, now all of you write down the next question. Question number 5. Question number 5 is x square plus x plus 1 by root 5 is equal to 0. X square plus x plus 1 by root 5 is equal to 0. Again, first what we can do? Yes, we can remove this fraction there. So to remove the fraction, what we will do? We'll multiply it by root 5. So it will be equal to root 5x square plus root 5x plus 1 by root 5 into root 5. So root 5 and root 5 will get cancelled. We will get there 1 is equal to 0 into root 5 0. Okay, so this is A, B and C. Now substitute the value. X is equal to minus B. So minus root 5 plus or minus square root of B square. So root 5 the whole square. So that will come 5 minus 4AC. 4 into root 5 into 1. Correct? By root 5. So we are getting here minus root 5 plus or minus square root of 5 minus 4 root 5 by root 5. And since here this one we cannot simplify, you can leave the answer here only. X is equal to minus root 5 plus or minus, if you want you can take it outside, but that will be difficult for you. So you can leave your answer here only. Minus root 5 plus or minus square root of 5 minus 4 root 5 by root 5. So is this question clear how to find out the solution of quadratic equation? Okay. Now all of you write down the next question. Next question is find real theta. Find real theta such that find real theta such that 3 plus 2i sin theta by 1 minus 2i sin theta. Find real theta such that 3 plus 2i sin theta by 1 minus 2i sin theta is purely real. This number should be purely real. We have to find out that particular value of theta so that this complex number should become a purely real number. Purely real means what is the meaning of that? Yes, we should not have an imaginary part there. So if imaginary part is not there means imaginary part should be equal to 0 there. So first we can find out what is the imaginary part of this number there. So again what we will do for that? Yes, first we will rationalize the denominator. So we will multiply it by 1 plus 2i sin theta, both numerator and denominator. So your numerator will become, just to multiply there, so it will be equal to 3 into 1, 3 plus 3 into 2i sin theta. So it will be equal to 6i sin theta plus 2i sin theta plus 2i into 2i. So that will be equal to 4i square. 4i square sin square theta by denominator it is in the form of identity. So a square 1 minus 4i square sin square theta. So I square will be minus 1. So this expression will become negative there. Now I am writing the real part together. 3 minus 4 sin square theta plus 6i sin theta plus 2i sin theta will be equal to 8i sin theta by 1. I square is minus 1. So minus into minus plus 4 sin square theta. Now write them separately there. Real part separate and imaginary part separate there. So how it will come? 3 minus 4 sin square theta by 1 plus 4 sin square theta, then plus 8i sin theta by 1 plus 4 sin square theta. So now according to the question, they asked there find that value of theta so that this number should be purely real. So if this number should be purely real means its imaginary part should be equal to 0. And what is the imaginary part we have here? 8 sin theta by 1 plus 4 sin square theta. So its imaginary part should be equal to 0. So equate to 0. So now just to find out the value of theta, 1 plus 4 sin square theta will go to right hand side, will multiply by 0. So we are getting here 8 sin theta is equal to 0 or sin theta is equal to 0 by 8, 0. When sin gives 0, not one solution there. Now we know so many solutions. General solution only we have to write there. So sin will give 0 when theta is a multiple of pi. So we will write here theta is equal to n pi where n belongs to z. So that particular value of theta will be equal to n pi. So I hope today's concept is clear to you. So all of you please note down your homework there. Your homework I am writing here. Your homework is exercise 5.2. In exercise 5.2, you have to do question number 1 and 2. In exercise 5.2, question number 1 and 2. Then exercise 5.3. Exercise 5.3 is solution of quadratic equation from question number 1 to question number 10. And then miscellaneous exercise. Miscellaneous exercise question number 6, 7, 8. So just to check, some more questions are there, but the questions are very simple. You will be able to do it easily there. Huh? So just to do the homework, exercise 5.2, question number 1 and 2, 5.3, question number 1 to 8. Solution of quadratic equation. Simple questions are there. Then from miscellaneous exercise, question number 6, 7 and 8. So I hope today's concept is clear to you. Okay, so all of you please do the homework, and in case of any doubt you can ask. Thank you.